All right, get ready, because today we're going deep, really deep into Canadian immigration bureaucracy.
Oh, sounds riveting.
It is, trust me. Specifically, we're looking at how Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, or IRCC, handles your online inquiries.
So not exactly like spy thriller material, right?
Well, not exactly, no.
But I bet there are some interesting things in these internal documents you've dug up.
Oh, absolutely.
Like digital archaeology.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we've got IRCC's internal guides,
Okay.
process maps,
Uh-huh.
and even some real-life privacy scenarios that they use for training.
Nice.
And we are going to unearth some hidden gems about how, technology shapes how we interact with the government.
We're starting with that seemingly simple act of filling out a web form on the IRCC website.
Yeah.
The one to ask a question or update your application.
Right.
Most people don't realize that behind that submit button,
Yeah.
there's a whole labyrinth of automated systems and human intervention.
Okay, so let's map this labyrinth, shall we?
Right. Let's do it.
Our journey begins with what IRCC calls WF1,
WF1.
their main web form for general inquiries.
Okay.
Now, WF1 might seem like a one-size-fits-all form on the surface,
Right.
but it actually triggers a cascade of different workflows depending on what you're asking.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
The document actually lists 8 common workflows.
Okay.
But to give you a sense of the scope,
Okay.
imagine one person wants to check their application status,
Right.
and another wants to withdraw their application entirely.
Yeah.
Each of those sets off a unique chain reaction behind the scenes.
Wow, so on the surface, it's just you typing array,
Right.
hitting submit.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, it's like a...
Like a digital Rube Goldberg machine.
Yes.
Just kicking into gear.
Exactly.
IRCC actually calls this their email management system,
Okay.
and it uses these automated routing rules to figure out where your email needs to go.
Okay.
It's like a digital sorting hat
I like it.
that's directing your inquiry to the right department.
So this is where those flowcharts and network diagrams come in handy.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
We see terms like global network, centralized network, and domestic network. It's like a digital map of the IRCC universe.
It really is.
Yeah.
These networks represent different branches and departments within IRCC.
Okay.
And the system is designed to get your inquiry to the right people as efficiently as possible.
As efficiently as possible.
But of course, no system is perfect.
Which brings us to...
The monitored mailbox,
Yeah.
the safety net for when the digital sorting hat malfunctions.
Right.
So this mailbox is monitored by real people who manually review emails that the system couldn't handle automatically.
Got it.
Maybe there's like a typo in the application number or the inquiry falls outside the predefined categories.
Right. Those edge cases.
Exactly. This is where human judgment comes in.
It's a good reminder that even in this age of automation,
Yes.
we still need humans to handle those tricky edge cases.
We do.
But let's not forget about the humans on the front lines of all of this.
Absolutely.
The Email Support Unit, or ESU.
These are the folks who are actually reading your emails,
Right.
verifying information, and providing support.
Yeah.
We get a glimpse into their world through this ESU training document.
Oh,
What's fascinating is the level of detail they go into about privacy and authorization protocols.
and it's not just high-level concepts.
Right.
The guide even includes screenshots of the specific software they use, like EGM and Alpha. It even has tips for copying and pasting text from the software.
Oh, yay.
Because, let's be honest,
Yeah.
we've all struggled with formatting issues at some point.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that even in a complex bureaucracy, you still
Sure.
have real people dealing with everyday tech frustrations.
All right, for sure.
But that attention to detail, especially around copying and pasting, highlights a crucial point: the need to maintain data integrity as information flows between different systems.
That's a really insightful connection.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
it's not just about formatting quirks.
Right.
It's about ensuring that sensitive information remains accurate and secure
Yes,
as it moves through this digital labyrinth.
absolutely. And speaking of sensitive information,
Yes.
the guide makes a clear distinction between privacy and authorization.
Okay, break this down for me.
Okay.
What's the difference?
So privacy is all about protecting the client's information
Okay.
and only releasing it to authorized individuals.
Okay.
Authorization means
Yeah.
someone has given legal permission for IRCC to share information from their file.
Okay.
It's like having a key to a house.
Okay.
You need authorization to enter, but you also need to respect the privacy of those inside.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I had to get my dad to sign a release form when I was applying for a student loan.
Oh, interesting.
The bank needed his financial information.
Right.
But they couldn't access it without his authorization, even though we're family.
Exactly. It highlights that protecting personal information is paramount.
It is, for sure.
So we have the ESU, these digital detectives,
Yes.
armed with specific software and strict protocols, working tirelessly to navigate this web form labyrinth.
It is a labyrinth.
But how do they actually process all those inquiries?
Well, the guide gives us a step-by-step walkthrough.
Okay.
Almost like a recipe for handling web forms.
Got it.
They search for specific text using those handy quotation marks and plus signs, like a digital search and rescue mission.
And here's another interesting tidbit.
Okay.
The guide suggests using a separate Word document for formatting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Before pasting information into the system.
Okay.
This seemingly mundane detail actually points to a broader challenge.
Oh.
Integrating different software systems seamlessly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's a problem that plagues many organizations, not just government agencies.
Okay, so they're searching, formatting, verifying information. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of manual work.
It is.
But wait a minute, didn't we hear something about robots?
You did.
Are they getting some digital assistance in all of this?
You were right.
Okay.
IRCC is utilizing something called robotic process automation, or RPA, to streamline some of their workload.
Wow, so robots processing immigration forms?
It's happening.
Now this is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
Let's delve into the world of RPA and how these bots are changing the game for IRCC.
Let's do it. We'll uncover the different types of bots they use and how they're transforming the way IRCC manages this massive influx of online inquiries.
Can't wait to meet these digital helpers.
Me too. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of IRCC's web forms.
Last time, we left off with a tantalizing glimpse into the world of robots and automation.
We did, yeah.
But before we meet those digital helpers,
okay,
we have some unfinished business in the human realm.
Right. You are.
Remember that ESU training guide we were exploring?
Uh-huh.
Well tucked away in the appendix is a section called Privacy Scenarios.
Oh.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Privacy scenarios.
Privacy scenarios, yeah.
Sounds a bit ominous.
It does, doesn't it?
Like a choose-your-own-adventure, but for data protection. It's not quite that dramatic.
Okay.
But you're right, it does highlight the potential pitfalls of relying solely on automation when dealing with sensitive information.
Okay, so let's dive into the first scenario, which tackles the case of the unidentified inquirer. Representative.
Unidentified inquirer.
Okay, break this down for me.
Okay.
Who is this mysterious unidentified inquirer?
Imagine this. You're a representative, someone who helps people navigate the complexities of immigration applications.
Right.
You're submitting web forms on behalf of multiple clients.
Got it.
But instead of clearly identifying yourself as the inquirer, you accidentally enter the client's information in both the applicant and inquirer fields.
Oh, so it's like a case of mistaken identity?
Yeah, kind of.
The system thinks the client is inquiring about their own case.
Exactly.
Even though it's really the representative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when multiple web forms like this come in from the same representative, it creates a bundle where it's difficult to tell who's actually making the inquiry.
Okay.
This triggers a major red flag for the ESU because releasing information to the wrong person would be a huge breach of privacy.
Right. Huge problem.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they'd have strict protocols for these situations.
They do.
So what happens next?
Oh, yeah.
Does the whole system grind to a halt?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
The guide outlines a clear procedure for dealing with these cases.
Okay.
The ESU has to hit the pause button, contact the representative, and politely explain the situation.
So it's back to the human touch.
It is.
No robot can untangle this kind of mess.
That's right. They need to verify the representative's identity, confirm that they have authorization from the client, and then proceed accordingly.
Okay, very carefully.
Yeah, very carefully.
It highlights the importance of having clear procedures in place for when things go awry.
It really does.
It's like having a safety net for data privacy.
Yes.
You can have all the automation in the world.
Right.
But sometimes you just need a human to step in and sort things out.
Exactly. But the scenarios don't stop there.
Okay, there's more.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Let's move on to scenario 2.
Okay.
Which deals with identified representatives who are submitting web forms for multiple clients.
Okay, got it.
This time, the representative's name is clearly listed in the inquirer field.
Okay, so it's not a case of mistaken identity.
Right.
Does that mean it's smooth sailing for the ESU?
Not so fast.
Oh, there's a catch.
There is.
What is it?
While the representative is clearly identified, they're still acting on behalf of multiple clients.
Right.
This means the ESU can't just treat it as one big bundle.
Okay.
They have to unbundle those web forms
Right.
and treat each client's inquiry separately.
It's like each client is on their own individual journey through the web form labyrinth.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And for each client,
Yeah.
the ESU has to go through the same rigorous process.
Okay.
Verifying authorization,
Mm-hmm.
checking for any discrepancies in information,
Okay.
and ensuring that privacy is maintained at every step.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
But it underscores the importance of treating each client as an individual,
Yes,
even in a system that's largely automated.
absolutely. And that brings us to our final scenario,
Okay.
which tackles a common situation.
Okay.
Family members sharing the same email address.
Oh, I can see how this could get tricky.
Yeah.
So let's say a mother emails a question about her application using the family email address.
Right.
Then her son emails a question about his application using the same address.
You've hit the nail on the head.
What happens?
It creates another potential privacy tangle,
Of course.
even though they're family.
Right.
Each individual's application needs to be handled separately with their own unique privacy and authorization considerations.
So again, it's back to unbundling and treating each inquiry individually.
Exactly.
It's like those Russian nesting dolls.
Mhm.
You keep opening one to find another one inside.
That's a very apt analogy.
Yeah.
It highlights the level of care and attention to detail required to navigate these complex privacy scenarios.
Absolutely. So these scenarios really show that technology alone can't solve everything.
Right.
You still need human judgment,
Yes.
empathy,
Yes.
and a good dose of common sense to navigate the nuances of data privacy.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But now, I think it's time to finally meet those robots we've been hearing so much about.
Yes.
Are you ready to enter the world of robotic process automation?
Absolutely. Bring on the bots. Welcome back to the deep dive where we're exploring the fascinating intersection of technology and bureaucracy.
We've journeyed through IRCC's Webform labyrinth.
Yes.
We've navigated complex privacy scenarios.
Yes, we have.
And now we're finally ready to meet the robots. The robots.
Let's shed some light on those digital helpers, finally.
All right.
Last time you mentioned 3. Robotic process automation, RPA strategies,
Right.
pre-agent, post-agent, and uncoupling.
That's right.
Let's start with pre-agent.
Okay.
What's happening behind the scenes there?
So imagine a client submits a web form with an attached document.
Okay.
Maybe like a supporting document for their application.
Right?
With the pre-agent strategy, a bot swoops in before any human lays eyes on it.
Oh, wow.
It scans the web form looking for specific information like the application number and any attached documents.
So the bot is like a digital gatekeeper,
Yeah,
checking for the right credentials before granting entry.
that's a great way to put it.
I like it.
Now, if the bot finds both the application number and an attached document,
Yeah.
it checks to see if that document was specifically requested by IRCC.
Okay.
Let's say there's a note in the system saying, hey, we need a copy of this applicant's passport.
Okay.
If the bot sees that request and finds a passport attached,
It knows exactly what to do.
it's like a digital matchmaker,
Yes.
connecting the right documents with the right applications.
Precisely. It automatically attaches the document to the application,
Wow.
adds a note to the file, and even sends a confirmation email to the client, letting them know the document has been received.
Talk about efficiency.
It's an impressive.
But what if the document wasn't specifically requested?
Right.
What if the client's just being proactive
Yeah.
and sending extra information?
The bot can handle that too.
Really?
Yeah, it'll still attach the document,
Okay.
add a note, and send a confirmation email.
Wow.
But the wording will be slightly different, indicating that this was an unsolicited document.
So the bot's not just a mindless automaton.
No.
It can adapt to different situations
It can.
and make decisions based on the information it finds.
That's right.
That's pretty impressive.
And by handling these routine tasks,
Yeah.
it frees up the human agents to focus on more complex cases that require judgment and critical thinking. It's a great example of how humans and technology can work together,
I agree.
each playing to their strengths.
Each playing to their strengths.
Exactly.
But even with this sophisticated automation,
yeah.
there are times when human intervention is still necessary.
Right.
So what happens if the bot runs into a problem?
Okay.
Like, what if it can't find the application number?
Right.
Or the information is incomplete.
That's where those digital detectives from the ESU come in, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
The training guide outlines specific procedures for ESU agents to follow.
Okay.
When reviewing web forms that have been processed by the pre-agent bot,
Right.
they need to double-check the bot's work, ensure accuracy, and handle any exceptions that the bot couldn't resolve.
It's a system of checks and balances,
Yeah, it is.
ensuring that both accuracy and efficiency are maintained.
That's the goal.
Okay, so that's pre-agent.
Right.
What about post-agent?
Right.
When does that strategy come into play?
So post-agent flips the script. In this case, the human agent reviews the web form first.
Got it.
They verify the client's identity, confirm authorization, and answer any questions.
Okay.
Then, if there are documents to be attached,
Yeah.
the agent flags the bot to take over.
So it's like the agent saying, hey, bot, I've done the heavy lifting. Now can you take care of the paperwork?
Exactly.
Got it.
The bot then steps in, attaching the documents to the application
Huh?
and updating the system accordingly.
Okay.
It's a seamless handover from human to machine.
It's fascinating how these bots are integrated into the workflow.
Yeah.
They're not replacing humans.
Right.
They're augmenting their capabilities.
Precisely. And that brings us to our final RPA strategy,
Okay.
uncoupling.
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 That sounds intriguing. What's that all about?
Uncoupling is a relatively new approach designed to streamline the process even further.
Okay.
It essentially separates the act of asking a question
Right.
from the act of submitting a document.
Okay, so instead of having one web form where the client can do both,
Right.
there are now two separate paths.
Exactly. The client has to choose.
Okay.
Do they want to submit a document
Okay.
or do they want to ask a question?
Hello.
If they choose to submit a document,
Yeah.
they're directed to a separate upload portal.
Got it.
And guess who handles everything from there?
The bot, of course.
You got it.
Makes sense.
This simplifies the process for both the client and IRCC.
Okay.
It reduces the number of web forms that require human review,
Right.
allowing the ESU to focus on those inquiries that need a human touch.
It's a win-win situation.
I agree.
Increased efficiency and a more streamlined experience for the client.
Exactly.
That's correct.
IRCC is constantly refining its processes, looking for ways to leverage technology to improve its services.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener.
It has.
We've uncovered a hidden world of automated systems, digital detectives, and robot assistants.
All behind that submit button.
Who knew there was so much complexity behind a simple web form?
It's amazing what's going on behind the scenes.
It really is.
It's a testament to the evolving nature of government services in the digital age.
It is.
It's a complex dance between technology and human interaction.
So the takeaway for our listeners today,
Well,
you've gained a unique insight into how a major government agency is using technology to handle a massive volume of inquiries.
right.
You've learned about the importance of data privacy and the delicate balance between automation and human oversight.
And you've seen how human judgment is still crucial, even in an increasingly automated world.
Perhaps this deep dive has sparked some thoughts about how technology is shaping your own interactions with government or other large organizations.
Maybe it's given you a new perspective on the challenges and opportunities of the digital age.
Or maybe it's simply given you a newfound appreciation for the complexity of these systems.
Whatever your takeaway,
Yeah.
we hope you've enjoyed this journey behind the scenes of IRCC's web forms.
And remember, this is just a snapshot in time.
Right.
The documents hinted at upcoming changes to the web form itself.
That's right.
Who knows what the future holds for IRCC's digital labyrinth?
That's a question for another deep dive.
That it is.
But for now,
Yeah.
we've reached the end of our journey.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time with another fascinating exploration of your source material.
Until then, stay curious.